Other than wallboard, would a foundation and cement be considered porous? Is that something you want? If you see it, in a basement or
Well, mold needs some kind of cellulose material to feed on, and that would be wood or paper or fabric or something like that. Concrete does not fall into that category, so you should be able to clean it off yourself. Again, what a lot of people think they can do is just spray it and it goes away. Well, what happens is it becomes invisible. The bleach does a very good job of discoloring it.
Really?
Yeah. So you're not killing it and you're not making it go away. So really, when we talk about mold remediation, 99% of the time we're talking about physically removing the wall, the mold, the moldy material. And if it's a porous material like a wall, it has to come out. And it has to be done in a way where we're not contaminating the rest of the house. And then that wall gets replaced with new.
so in an apartment or a house area, if I go in and I should approach the tile in the bathroom, say, or a backsplash or wherever, differently than I should approach drywall.
Absolutely. And if the mold on the bathroom tiles is a recurring problem, well, you've got a moisture problem or a ventilation problem. And most typically in a bathroom, you probably don't have adequate ventilation, so look at that first. And look at, if you do have a ventilation, look at the filter and see if that's loaded with mold. That's easy to clean or replace.
So if I'm looking at a bathroom, I should not only look at the tile, but I should also be looking at ventilation shafts and see if there's anything in there as well, to see if there's a connection.
Air ducts, mold. Although the mold isn't going to grow on the metal itself, there can be biofilms on the metal that the mold can grow on. What's a biofilm? Fingerprints.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Fingerprints is a good example. Remember seeing an example of mold in a fraternity house. Well, it was spilled beer. Perfect food for mold. It was perfect.